Picking up from our basic mission creation video, Dustline Assault, today we're going to give it our first real run and see if we can troubleshoot along the way so we can spot any issues and make changes after. So from what we've created last time, we have a deployment zone in the northwestern corner there, and then in the southwestern corner here we've got the other deployment zone. First platoon starts out here, second platoon starts out here, and our HQ element is on the corner here. The general thrust of our assault is going to be using this high point here as a bit of an observation point while trying to sneak most of the element along here, create defensive position there. That'll be second platoon's job. First platoon's job will be to edge their way up to the ridge line here, see if we can get some overwatch onto the objective from there, and then when the time is right, we will get some elements into this thin line of forest along the road here, creep our way along and do the assault onto the compound. First things first, move first platoon up onto the hill, second platoon get some observation and start sneaking some squads down the right. Focus to keep a low profile as we get up onto those observation points.
Go, go, go! Advance! Take a look at that.
Bringing the javelin up. You never know when you need a good javelin. Slow and tedious process with the first platoon there. It's the bunker that we've placed. That's going to be a big pain, and that's where we will definitely need that javelin. We've made several good spots, including the bunker, but also some Syrian forces in depth to the back there. But we're going to have to keep moving forward. And then, of course, the first engagement from the Syrians up on the hill there at second platoon. They have some sort of static grenade launcher starting to pile in, and so that platoon there is very exposed. Just crested the hill with first platoon to the north. They will just start putting down fire and making spots. In the south, second platoon has popped out that smoke there to provide some cover against that grenade launcher. And then we'll draw them back, second platoon, just to get them off that hill. Taking some casualties. this point, first platoon will start splitting off the command element just across the road there and get into that bit of forest strip running down the highway. Right, trying to get those mortars into play. I'm putting up a smoke screen along that diagonal wall closer to the compound.
Roger.
Hope to use that to move second platoon further forward.
Fire for effect. Over.
Once the smoke screen is built, we're going to use the remaining mortars and just put some
Fire.
HE down on that forest on the right.
Mission out.
See if we can flush out some Syrians.
Shot. Over. Shot. Out.
As those mortars fall, you can hear that bunker opening with a PKM. Seems to be taking a casualty here and there. Just in time to get that javelin out, and that is the end of the bunker.
Good shot.
Now we're going to start moving first platoon forward, trying to get to the edge of that ridge. That'll give them better observation and gets us closer to the objective, which is that compound. And then, of course, our strike element, which happens to be our HQ, is going to keep moving forward on that forest next to the highway. Second platoon has also managed to cross the field to get to the diagonal wall. Bit of a defilade they're in, but they do manage to engage targets in the distance. At this point, everybody's in a good position to provide cover fire. We seem to be putting the heads down of the Syrians for the further targets, and so it's up to us now to get some elements closer so we can start the assault on the actual compound. HQ has reached the outer wall, the western wall of the compound. And since we know the bunker's out, we can start moving elements from second platoon up to the southern, southwestern corner of the compound. Got some of first platoon moving down the highway there, out in the open. And then we run into some Syrian infantry there in the trench, which causes some severe casualties.
Roger. Fire for effect.
First issue is to deal with that trench, ditch, and get rid of that infantry squad in there. At halfway through, and we've managed to get first platoon moved forward right to the edge here. We've secured the heavy machine guns there, trying to get them into base of fire, overlooking the objective. We still need to move the sniper and the observation a bit closer, although we haven't seen any need for that just yet. Second platoon, the machine guns are sitting back, providing base of fire, while most of the element is now arranged along this angled wall there. And from there, we're doing the kick-off onto the corner of the compound there. First platoon's infantry squads have managed to work their way down the hill and are now on this little thin stretch of forest here. We're going to try to secure that position there and then do our assault from these two prongs here. Right, we are going to try and sneak up on that ditch, and we're going to move some elements of second platoon through that opening in the western wall. Let's see if we can take the first factory building, which seems to go pretty smoothly. This is where we get a bit too cocky, running up the road in the compound, and we get an RPG coming down the lane. So into that corner building there, causing casualties. Batting fire with the Syrians in the ditch. They seem to be falling back, and that is our chance to assault it. And second platoon trying to make an entry on the side of the compound, running straight into AK-47s across the way. The assault on the trench is going well. We seem to be putting some pressure on them, flush them out. In general, keep moving units forward, keep the pressure on the Syrians. Now moving down the trench to the north of the compound. See if we can use that just as cover while we explore that entry there. Immediately, we run into a back fence there. Start taking casualties. A lot of guys are caught out in the open.
Coming straight for us!
Bit of a tactically difficult situation, as we won't be able to move just yet. We're just going to have to fight from this ditch.
They're coming straight for us!
On the southern side, the second platoon is going to pop some smoke and see if we can make a re-entry into the compound. So a lot of fire being created. HQ running in through the central gate, taking 2 casualties. It's going to take a coordinated effort. by putting fire on the guardhouse and the factory building behind, while elements there of 2nd Platoon, you can see them sneaking out the factory building. They're going to have to make themselves.
Fight you.
Right, on the southern side, 2nd Platoon is going to attempt to re-entry. Putting down more fire on the building across the way there. Lots of surrendering Syrians as we move forward. So now we've moved past the factory and we need to get into the main compound buildings. We have to think about how we're going to coordinate that. Still have eyes on the grenade launcher in the far building there, sitting on the roof. Not great positions here out in the open, but it's the best we can do for now. Base fighting position at this point is from the guardhouse, fighting back. We will eventually pile too many guards in there. Being aggressive here, trying to move as many squads as we can up. Keep the pressure on. Bullets flying. Second platoon has cleared out any resistance across the way, and moving up we've got 2 squads and a machine gun team. Once we get into that side of the compound, we can slowly start tightening the noose on them. So one of the things I've picked up is that the buildings aren't nicely linked together. So when you place buildings close to each other, you need to create doorways that match. Otherwise, people can't move between buildings. And so you see me there moving that squad around the corner instead of into the next building directly. The whole Syrian squad has managed to surrender. Easy enough victory, but that's not what we're checking here. Just doing a quick browse of the battlefield afterwards. This Syrian squad here didn't partake at all. We will come up with something else for them to do when we revise the map.